Hey, what were you up to this weekend?
I was in church when my phone blew up.
Oh, wow.
It
Why?
was you calling me
Did something happen?
that said, yeah,
Well,
you've been.
that's when I had to tell Tommy that the
He
Lakers
says that
had signed JaVale
you've
McGee.
been praying
I
well.
was just so excited.
I was almost going to tell the priest as he was talking, just so he can announce it to the church, so that they would have like a big old
You
hallelujah.
should have totally done
I
that.
should have, but I didn't. I
He
didn't
would have
answer.
done that.
He would have.
Yeah.
He was good for
Was it
that.
Father John Barry?
It was Father J.
He would have totally done that.
He would have.
Yeah. I'm told by Elizabeth and Nicole
Yes.
that, and this is from a young perspective, that we should speak about the Lakers signing LeBron James. You really think people are interested in that?
I mean,
Yeah, it's something.
maybe a little.
Yeah,
Something.
and then
A little
and
bit.
then we'll get to the World
we
Cup because
spent
we
the
know that's
whole
what you want to talk
topic
to.
on that last
I
show.
know, and we're exhausted.
We talked it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that fatigue really is
something-
really lasting, isn't it?
I so the first day when they didn't sign anybody and Paul George signed with Oklahoma, and everyone at first was saying that oh no, they're going to get him, and then it started. Oh, the 76ers are going to get him. Oh, Real Madrid is going to get him. Oh, he's going to join the priesthood. Whatever, every kind of scenario was coming
The
up,
priesthood, yeah.
and I started to think, oh man, they really might whiff on this.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to say I helped break this story, or that maybe one of my sports writer friends told me about it. But it was my son who texted me and says, we're getting effing LeBron. And I was like,
Yeah.
woo! So,
The city blew up.
yes.
It was incredible. I've never seen the city get so jazzed about something that was so
Well, not since Shaq came.
right,
Yeah.
and it was unexpected. I think because we thought if it was going to happen, it would happen after the end of the week or even
Yeah.
later than that. But
Well, I think the reason they had to do it, I think I have. John's mentioned this. You know, LeBron definitely has good timing. He understands the entertainment value, and in his other moves, he's waited till the end and then said, "Here I come."
kind of capped it off.
But they whiffed on so many free
Yeah,
agents.
yeah.
I think he realized, no, I got to do it now. And of course, it had the desired effect. They signed Lance Stevenson, okay, JaVale McGee, and now virtually every player in the league who's at about the mid-level exception wants to come to the Lakers.
By the
now.
way, welcome to the drill.
Oh, hi.
This is the new podcast version that we're doing. Audio, video, hand signs. We're doing
Yeah.
it every which way. This is Steve Lowery.
Hi.
I'm Tom Hoffarth. These are the girls
Elizabeth, Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
and the producer, director,
John McKelvey.
engineer.
Didn't we used to have a guy named
Hi.
Eric on this
Yeah,
show?
what happened to Schmid?
Where's Eric?
He's,
Eric?
We're the new, better version.
Oh.
right.
That is
Ooh.
true.
Eric
New
2.0.
Shots fired. Okay. No, he took a little vacay.
Okay.
A little vacay, and I think he'll be back after the 4th.
He's
Okay.
gathering intel for us
All right.
Yeah, something like that.
Vacay Intel. I like that.
Yeah, he had to spend some time in New York, and
because we wanted to talk some hockey with him.
get
The
some
Kings
inside
have
info.
made some big moves.
Yeah,
but
okay.
we have nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, we have nowhere to go with hockey right now. Okay, I want to begin the show by just looking right into the camera, which they tell me we should be doing more often,
Look at the red light. There's no
I'll have to
red.
turn the
and
TV off
telling
eventually.
anyone who is watching this who's only been in Southern California for the past half dozen years, 6 years, your life is going to change because you truly have not been in Los Angeles yet. You have not experienced everything about Los Angeles because LA is so much different when the Lakers are on a roll. When the Lakers are on a roll, they're the only team, the Dodgers are very nice. They're the only team that can actually bring this town together. The Lakers, Tommy, are the only team that can make Los Angeles a college town. And here's the best example. Last year, the Dodgers lose Game 7 of the World Series. Oh, that's too bad. But, you know, they had a good season, right?
A very good run.
If the Lakers were to lose a Game 7 on an 80-foot prayer, God forbid to the Celtics, this would be the reaction. Well, this season was a waste.
Yeah.
What a complete waste. People will jump out of windows.
Or the other part too, if the Dodgers had won Game 7, it would be like, oh, this is fun. When's the parade? Lakers win a Game 7. There are cars turning over.
I was gonna say,
It-
you guys
yeah.
riot when you win.
It makes no sense, but we do.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact,
We-
you know, that's a good point. I take it back. There are other things that bring LA together. It's
Yeah.
the Lakers, the riots, and the
Yeah.
earthquakes. That's it. Those
Yeah.
are the three things that unite us in this
Yeah.
city. Yeah. But
I thought those fires last year did a good job, but I
Fires
guess
were
not.
good.
they're comers. Yeah, I'll give that to it.
It was kind of this line I found in the New York Times that said, "This is a moment where one person grabs hold of the collective psyche of fans, team officials, and even civic leaders to become single-handedly in control of their fortunes."
I feel great.
Right?
That sounds like
We
Musso-
now woke up in a great mood thanks to this, and we didn't even do anything.
Is that describing LeBron or Mussolini?
No.
Here's the difference. The Dodgers are the team that, of course, they're the second most popular team, and they're the team that conferred on Los Angeles in the late 50s.
Oh, yeah.
That the town had arrived as a big city.
They broke ground. They brought
Right.
big league everything to us.
But the Lakers are what the city aspires to be. Glamorous.
From Minnesota?
That's
Yeah,
right.
and then amazingly so.
Out of towners. Glamorous.
Yeah.
Diverse, sophisticated,
But that
winners.
again was Dr. Jerry Buss's attitude, but putting celebrities in the front row
Yeah.
and making it an event, an entertainment event.
Yeah.
And having lived here all our lives, we see this, and sometimes you can get numb to it, but sometimes this happens and you go, "Oh yeah, this is what we're supposed to be doing."
Right.
I mean, the Twitters, the tweets over the last couple hours
Did
have
you
been
say the Twitter?
the twits. I was thinking of Vin Scully. He used to call them twits, right? He thought they were twits.
I miss Vinny.
He was doing that on purpose.
Yeah, well, I mean, the people were saying Southern California now has the greatest baseball player in Mike Trout, the greatest football player in Aaron Donald, the greatest hockey goalie in Jonathan Quick, the greatest basketball player, obviously. And what
LeBron.
else? What else do we have that's so great that's
Think about where this city was a year ago. A year ago, the Dodgers are doing well.
and this is Zlatan
right.
couldn't
A-
even move
a,
the needle.
A year ago, the Lakers were abysmal. A year ago, the Rams were coming off a horrible season and had a 15-year-old head coach and a quarterback that everyone was saying was a bust. It was a horrible, horrible time.
What
And
was it?
in that time, it has changed like that. Now the Lakers are obviously
It was
well,
underwhelming, is what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it's never horrible here.
That's true.
It was just like, oh, okay. It was.
I'd like to point out that
We got other
like,
stuff
a
to
week
do.
and a half ago, you guys were saying like the Dodgers are done. The
It was the
Clippers
month.
are a nightmare.
It was the month that you were gone.
Mike Trout doesn't
It
get
all
any
changed.
attention, even though he's the
Right,
best, and
right.
nobody cares about him because
Right.
he plays in Anaheim.
We've talked
God,
about
one player, and you guys, your entire demeanor is completely changed.
Well,
Read-
mine is coffee.
Read the
but you're-
Mussolini quote again to him. John, I've told you, stop paying attention to what I'm saying. It's stupid to do that. It just
Okay, Donald.
and he's exactly right. This guy, everything is now in its order. The Lakers are where they should be. The
It
Dodgers are
felt
slotted.
like things were out of order, right?
Yeah.
It just felt askew.
Yeah,
Things have realigned. It's like getting your back fixed,
and
right?
you
We
was,
haven't been good, and that sucks.
not
and now we
good.
should be good, and that's better.
It doesn't matter if we're good or not. It doesn't matter if the Lakers are even good
It
now.
matters.
No, I don't think it matters. It just as
they-
long
I
as
think
they're
it matters.
entertaining.
If the
It's
Lakers
the
get
entertainment.
swept out of the first round of the playoffs
Yes.
with LeBron James,
Yeah.
every Laker fan is still going to
yeah,
be
no one's gonna
screaming,
go. That was
"He
entertaining.
sucks, and Kobe's so much better.
I really enjoyed Steph Curry taking a piss at midcourt. That was great.
Well, the other
yeah.
thing is, people can watch the Lakers every game on television.
Yeah.
The Dodgers still are, spinning in the mud.
Okay, now, different people saying, can't wait till they play the Celtics. And John, if, in the next year or two, the Lakers and the Celtics get to the final, that's big in itself. But
I
if
knew you
it's
guys were already going to talk that.
Kyrie
He's
and
talking it.
LeBron,
I knew you guys were going to do that.
John, there will not be enough televisions in the country to watch that series.
Well,
it will be epic.
Well, Bleacher Report, I think it was about 10 minutes after it was announced, already put out
the
a
odds.
picture. No, it was
Oh.
they
Oh,
did a
the-
Photoshop picture of LeBron and Kyrie.
There you
The
go.
one where
versus each other.
Kyrie's guarding
Yeah, where
LeBron.
Kyrie's
Yeah.
guarding LeBron.
Did they just put him
photoshopped
over
it.
the Magic in Bird, jersey?
Nah, they just photoshopped the Laker jersey on.
Oh,
I saw the odds already. The Warriors are obviously the favorite to win it again,
Yeah.
but now it's the Celtics
Heavy
and the
favorite.
Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers
2 and 3. Where did
Lakers
that come from?
jumped from something like 80-1 to
yeah.
7-2.
7-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's insane. Now let's talk what we do, which is where we used to be. Well, we still
We
are.
still do.
Reporters.
Yeah, we report.
Because we were talking about this. Reporting a big story like this in in the present
In real
day
time.
media world. What were your thoughts?
No, your thought was I was again in church. You told me how ESPN just acted like the world blew up.
When he called me, I said, Tommy, you would think if you had the sound off and you just saw, you would think we had invaded a country.
Yeah.
Give us time. You would think we had invaded a country. ESPN went no commercials. They brought on Mike Wilbon, Stephen A. Smith, Ramona Shelburne.
But they were also stuck in a Sunday night baseball game, a Yankees-Red Sox game. They couldn't bail out.
Well, you know what they did?
And it was 9-0 at one point, in
Yeah.
like the fourth inning.
They ditched Formula One. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sebastian Vettel. They ditched that. And John,
Where was it? Azerbaijan?
I think so. The way they were speaking about it, it really did have this. Colin Cowherd said that if LeBron goes to Houston or Philadelphia, that's a big NBA story. If LeBron goes to the Lakers, it's a big international
Yeah.
story. And they really did treat it that way. And there was kind of a somberness, like, oh,
Yeah, well
this
then,
has happened.
so then I put on Sportsnet, whatever they're calling it, Sportsnet LA Sportsnet, whatever the Lakers station is.
Right.
They had 3 bottles of champagne on the deck with all the guys talking about it. I swear to God, I thought they were going to just shoot it across the room.
I don't want to put this out there, but I really hope he doesn't get hurt because the dude's 34. I mean, I really hope this works out, but everyone's trying to act like that's it. We're fine. You know?
There is, if we look at it just from a basketball point of view,
Yeah.
there's a lot that needs to be done.
Yes.
That team is not much better as is
No, 35
than now
team.
the Cavs are.
Let me
without
ask you
LeBron.
about that, Johnny. A lot of people, Mike Wilbon brought this up. He thinks, as constructed right now, this Lakers squad is better than the Cleveland team he took to the final. I don't agree
No,
because of Kevin
he's wrong.
Love. Because Kevin Love.
He's wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
Now, maybe
It could be in a
when
couple years.
Next year,
Yeah.
they're probably going to, I don't think the Cavs.
this
They'll
Laker
probably win
team
about
doesn't have
35
this
teams.
Laker
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
doesn't have J.R. Smith, so right away you've
Yeah,
sort
but
of
they have Lance Stevenson, so that's pretty much a push, right? I mean,
don't know.
He does do some stupid stuff.
remarkably.
And McGee,
Yeah.
as McGee doesn't.
he has an
Yeah.
MO for doing stupid
Yeah.
stuff as
The
well.
difference is
Yeah.
there seems a malevolence in Stevenson where JaVale just seems like an innocent, nutty
Yeah,
kid.
I think
Yeah.
McGee's just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Stevenson is actively trying to just mess with
Exactly.
everybody on the court.
Jesus.
Blowing in your ear,
Don't
right?
blow in the microphone.
Yeah, please. It just blew out his eardrum.
I'm
Okay,
bleeding now.
but let's talk about this too. So Saturday, I'm at home at 9 a.m. because I have no life, and I'm following all of this. And the things are coming. The 76ers are meeting with LeBron. Well, it turned out they weren't meeting with LeBron. They were meeting with his representatives,
Right.
which could be his chef. Who knows? And they kept saying, "Oh, the Lakers haven't gotten a meeting. The Lakers
Yeah,
haven't
the
gotten a
Lakers.
meeting.
What are they doing?
What's going on?" Well, it turns out not only had the Lakers gotten a meeting,
And at this point too, there are journalists running with their heads cut off in Van Nuys, watching LeBron's plane land
right?
and filming it. It's like he lives here.
That's why he would be here.
Yeah, you guys have been reminding everybody that he has 2 houses in Los Angeles.
Right? Yeah.
That's why he's gonna move here and
Yeah.
come to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Well, the tail chasing to me was ridiculous, and I got so annoyed by it that I'm thinking the truth is going to eventually come out, and it not only comes out Sunday night after the announcement's made, but it's also Sports Illustrated LA Times had this story about at 9:01, Magic was having a meeting at LeBron
Knock,
with his
knock,
house.
knock, and
Hey,
he
I'm
goes.
here. It's all legal. I can do this. They talk for 3 hours.
3 hours.
They work out the details.
Right. Just magic. That was it.
Yeah, the next morning, LeBron is having breakfast in Brentwood on San Vicente. Maria Shriver comes up and talks to him. Gavin Newsom comes up and says, "Hey, I hope you're coming to."
Ugh.
They knew these, but this is what LeBron is getting into. It's the culture of Los Angeles, the networking that you're not going to get in any other city.
And look, I don't want to sound pompous here, but there are really only 2 cities like this, New York and LA, where there's that concentration of power and influence. And yes, you can sell a lot of sneakers in Oklahoma City, and yes, you can make a lot of money in Utah. But if you're someone like LeBron James who wants to have what Magic has, which is not just to make a lot of money, but to influence a lot of people, to help a lot of people, John's giving me the
and his
dirtiest look.
Magic mentors him now.
If you want that, people like that do not walk by in Oklahoma City. They just don't, you know?
What do you want to say?
Anyways, and here's the thing: we were talking before. Which game are you looking most forward to? Is it Celtics? Is it the Dubs? Is it Houston? The one I'm looking forward to?
The Warriors.
Home game? Nope. Against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh.
That is just going to be
Well, yeah,
lovely.
Paul George is going to get dumped on,
Yes.
for one.
Yeah. That's going to be just, yes. God,
George.
we're just disgusting.
Eh,
Not so much?
no. See, here's the thing. I have grown up a
Yes, you
Cavs
have.
fan,
Yes.
and there are very many teams where my
Can you get a shot of your shirt there?
yeah, I'm actually
All right.
Very
we're
good.
keeping my Ohio Larry O'Brien trophy. I got one. Damn it, you can't take it away.
Can't.
But there are my fandom has also evolved around teams that I just don't like.
Yeah.
And guess what one of those teams is?
What?
The Lakers.
Oh, I don't like the Lakers.
Has been, always has been.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it to me
We
it has
take that
just
as a badge
been-
of honor.
Yeah, I'm sure. Nobody cares. To me,
You care?
it's
You care.
this has just been like a fan base, especially over the last 10 years or 11, 13 years,
Right.
LeBron's entire career, that has just dumped all over him, and it's just the most undeserving move of all time for me.
And we talked about that. As you've observed, LA fans have dumped all over LeBron, always in the Kobe perspective. Kobe's better. Kobe's better. And the moment this signing happened,
I still am hearing people, well, he's not Kobe.
Right.
And it's
Because
just
it's true.
yeah, thank God he's not Kobe.
exactly. I think a lot of people go, well, God,
I'm
he's
glad
not
of
Kobe.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But no, most fans are still saying, well, he's not Kobe. He's never going to be as good as Kobe. And it's like, appreciate the greatness that
my
has
God.
just been given to
Right.
you.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And it's still just, you're taking everything for granted. And
Right.
It's be a team that, has sucked their entire existence.
Right.
Get one generational player, and you guys
Yeah.
are going like, well, we've got, we had Magic and we had Kobe and we had Shaq and we got 16 championships, 5
Right.
of which were in Minnesota, but that doesn't matter. And it's just your spoiled fans.
Yes.
And it's just
You know, we should have opened the show.
But I want to make a point about that because I've heard that a lot about Laker fans. Like you guys, oh, it's so easy to be a Laker fan because you're so successful. I swear this is real. If you're a Yankee fan, if you're a Laker fan, if you're football, I know the Patriots have been, but I'm talking people who are successful all the time.
Steeler fan.
Steeler fan. It's not easy, and I'll tell you why. Other teams, hey, we made a nice run in the playoffs. That was nice. When you're a Yankee or a Laker fan, it is literally all or nothing every season.
As a Cavs fan that had LeBron for the last 4 years,
Yes.
I understand that.
Right.
But you know what? When you have a great year and you go to the finals and you go straight 4 years and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, this has been fantastic.
Yes.
But it's it makes you look at the good times and cherish the good times when the times are bad.
Yeah.
But when you only have good times and your bad times are 4 years every 2 decades,
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything for you. It
Right.
doesn't mellow you out. It doesn't make you more appreciative or anything. It's just going, I can't wait till we're great again so we can shit all over everybody again.
You were exactly right, by the way, about the reaction. We saw no burning uniforms. In fact, the ESPN broadcast I was watching, they actually had a camera in a bar, and I think they were thinking, oh, here we go again.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone they literally just showed people just drinking, watching them being broadcast on ESPN, just going, oh, hey, how you doing? Everyone was cool. Dan Gilbert took him a little while, but came out with a statement.
He wasn't going to be that
No,
stupid.
but I
Yes.
saw, I
second
did see a
time.
video of like a LeBron jersey, and then someone put a sign on it that said "Thank you." That was it.
Nice.
Hey, I told you, winning that championship changed everything.
Yeah, it really did.
Absolutely.
Oh, it
Yeah.
gave a city
And-
something they never had for a
Yeah.
long time.
And Dan Gilbert, for as much as he screwed up repeatedly,
Yeah.
he took the right path and wrote a very good letter, and he's 100% right. No
Yeah.
one who's a Cavs fan or from Northeast Ohio is going to forget where they were on June 19th, 2016.
Right. And as you pointed out when I pointed out to you that it was reported that Dan Gilbert said he was actually looking forward to LeBron leaving because he would get his team back. Good luck with that. You pointed out,
He's from Michigan.
and this is really was his second choice. He wanted to buy the Pistons.
He wanted to buy the Pistons
Yeah.
originally,
Yeah.
and just like Steinbrenner
Yeah.
wanted to
Another
buy
wild
the
guy.
Indians originally,
Yeah.
he went with his second choice.
Yeah.
and-
Interesting. Okay, have we exhausted this? No.
You know what I thought we should have done though? We
What?
forgot. Perfect opportunity. We should have all put talcum powder on our hands and just get a big clap, right? That was the way.
I
to
would have
open
quit the
show.
show. How
He's
do you
got-
get John to walk out?
He's got to try
That's
something
how.
new though.
Talcum
He's got
powder.
what new can he do now? Would that be like a pile of cocaine that he just blows up in his?
Hey, you were talking magic.
There you go.
Once all magic has.
Well, it's been fun having this show, so we'll see ya. No. As we did the last show, because our ADD demands it, we actually have the television over here and watching Belgium play Japan 0-0 at the point. 0-0. 0-0.
Good job.
Tommy, yesterday,
Steve.
so LeBron will tie a bow on that for now. I want to talk about the World Cup because the thing that got my blood going before LeBron was I watched this match between Spain and Russia.
Yeah.
And this match reminded me why Americans, rightfully so, have been slow to warm to soccer. If you saw the match, neither team seemed anywhere interested in winning the match in regulation. In fact, the Russian goalkeeper admitted after we were just playing to get to goal to penalty kicks.
Right.
They go through that, they go through all the extra time, and they go to penalty kicks, and Russia wins.
They do
And
have another euphemism for penalty kicks, don't they?
what is it?
I heard that it was called like spot area kick or something. They don't
I've
like
only
the
heard
word penalty.
PKs.
PKs?
No, there's a word for it that they don't want the word penalty involved in this because it sounds like you're being penalized by winning the game by this method, and it's
Yeah, I think a lot of people think Americans don't like the sport because you can't use your hands or it's different or whatever, and that might be true, but I think it really gets to our core. If you're playing a game, you should play to win. I have no problem with strategy, trying to slow it down, maybe playing a defensive game, that's fine, but you should be trying to win. But trying to get to this ridiculous way to decide a game, which reminds me of like when I was a kid and we were playing something, and then your mom says, "Hey, come in for dinner."
time for dinner.
And so you got, okay, the next guy to hit a shot that bounces off the roof, you win. Like, who would decide the NBA Finals with a free throw shooting contest?
I thought they had like a timer on the stadium rental went off at a certain time, but hockey games aren't determined like this in the playoffs.
No, they'll
You
do it during
play
the regular.
forever.
Yeah.
In fact, the team that's the best conditions should be the winning team. Now you've just boiled it down to the team that can outfox the goalie at the end.
Our friend Elizabeth is a big-time soccer player. And Elizabeth, you told me you have taken part in these kinds of things. What's it like?
Several times.
Okay. And what's it like to take part in one of these?
It depends on the situation. I think, like you said, it's just kind of ridiculous to play for 90 minutes plus, and
Right.
then you're like, oh, we're just going to stop playing.
We're tired.
Let's just kick.
Is there any correlation between how somebody takes a penalty kick and the quality of player they can be? Or is sometimes a really good player a bad penalty kick person and a bad...
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also,
in the
it's
NHL, I mean, Gretzky was probably a horrible penalty shot
Yeah.
because it wasn't what he was built for.
Right.
I think with players, it's a lot. Penalty kicks are more mental than actually you're playing. You're trying to don't look at them in the eye, then they know we're gonna kick it.
Right.
Where am I gonna kick it? And it's also just a guessing game for the goalie. They have to pick one way
It's-
to go.
it's complete
If
guess.
they pick the right way, you miss, even if your kick was perfectly placed. And I think when you're on the winning team, you get to kick the last penalty kick.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Yep.
the best feeling. But if you lose, you're like,
Yeah.
wow,
What
he
was
just
that?
got lucky.
Well,
Right.
it's-
He
it's
just
that-
happened to put it in the right place.
Have you ever played on a team where your coach said we're playing for penalty kicks?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. And I think I would get a little mad about that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
And yet here is the most important championship in the world, the most significant championship in the world, and people are playing not to win. It's just
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not
what's the-
something you should do at this level.
What's
of
the
the game.
most iconic picture in women's soccer?
Yeah, I know.
I
That's
was
what
going
I'm
to say
talking about, where-
American soccer history.
Yeah.
Randy Chastain? That's what I'm talking about. Where
If she wins a penalty
you
kick.
No.
you win, and that is a monumental moment, and that is
Yeah.
absolutely great. But I guarantee you, they're not playing that game for that moment.
Exactly. And to me, it's not a matter of, well, we got to do something. The game's going too
No.
long. No one's complaining about the length of the game.
No, everyone's like getting more excited about it.
Yes.
I'm sure the ratings get better as the time goes on.
Here's my two fixes. One, how about we just say, okay, after we've done the regulation time and the 2 15-minute overtimes.
And one more thing,
Yeah.
why isn't that sudden death?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Then why don't we just say, okay, you can substitute another 3 people, another 5 people.
subs,
Put
yeah.
another team.
Yeah.
And now we see the depth of your team. That's
Right.
one. How about this? Now, I'd be curious. What would it do, Elizabeth, if they said, okay, we're going to start taking people off every 15 minutes? And if there were, instead of there being 10 people out there, there's 8.
I think it would depend on how you did that, because if you did it where the coach just gets to decide which player to take off, if you did it where, okay, you have to take off one defender, that could hurt teams in different ways.
Right.
Like if one team's defense is their best quality,
Yeah.
and you take a defender and the other team's best quality is their offense, they're probably going to score and win.
Right.
I think it really depends on how you approach
That's another way hockey has decided to end things, with the 4-on-4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which opens up the ice.
It's 3-on-3 now.
But it's
3-on-3, yeah.
But the fact is, you usually have a defender who's a good playmaker. So you get your combination of guys who are
But
who are set for
hockey
that
has it
kind of
right. If the Florida Panthers are playing the Minnesota Wild on a Tuesday in February,
yeah, you
let's
want to
just
get out
do
of there.
Let's do the
get out of
shootout and we'll move on.
Yeah.
But when they play the Stanley Cup, they'll go 3, 4
And it makes the game
overtimes.
more epic.
It's yeah.
I think PKs in like a group stage game or
Yeah.
not an elimination game though.
That's funny they won't use it in the group stage game.
yes.
They settle for the tie. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you do a different setup as you go along?
It's bizarre.
I think sudden death is just a better idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? And then today we saw the other thing that Americans really don't like about soccer, which was Mexico played Brazil. Fun match. Tom and I were at a bar.
I was
7
going to say,
a.m. at a
Americans
bar.
don't like Mexico playing Brazil.
And
Oh,
so we were
jerks.
watching it,
This is Mexico, America's others team.
and we're having a great time. And then Neymar goes down.
The biggest drama
Someone,
queen.
my God.
someone like brushes his ankle,
They stepped on it.
and it looks like he is the victim
He's
of
been amputated.
forcible organ transplant. He's like, oh!
He was literally
was
bouncing
convulsing.
up and down
Right.
off the ground.
The people in the bar were laughing aloud.
including the Brazilians. They were,
It was.
including the drunk woman next to us. Whoa.
Hope
very
she's
drunk.
okay. Hope she got home.
Yeah, really,
A
please.
lot of
don't drive.
tequila at 7 a.m.
But again, that's another thing that, look, they'll say, well, in the NBA, people flop. Yes, they fall down, but they get right back up. No one pretends
It's also a
like they're-
penalty now.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
Yeah, well, it's not this
Yes.
Paul Pierce get the wheelchair and I'm wheeling me out
tired
of
of this gimmicky stuff. You know what other gimmick I'm a little tired of?
podcasts.
No.
Oh.
But
The home run.
Oh my gosh.
This is awful.
It's not ruined baseball, but it's making it more and more unwatchable.
Yes. It does seem like the equivalent.
A 3-1 game
Of
the other day,
PKs.
or 4 solo home runs make up a 3-1 game.
That
the other
game
day.
you were talking about, the one that was 11-0, the Yankees hit 5 home runs.
well, the Yankees right now is a different story. I mean, what they've assembled right now
Goal.
is kind of the who
Goal.
Japan.
Japan just scored a goal.
Oh, he seems surprised.
Trouble.
Oh, wow.
Probably is.
Trouble. All right, what were we talking about?
Home
Home
runs,
runs.
like goals. or
Home
runs.
runs.
And the Yankees, you were saying.
All right. Now, back in the glory days of baseball, aka the steroid age,
Yes.
I remember there was some commercial with Greg Maddux, and he was
Right,
talking about how, like, girls don't like pitchers and blah 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 blah.
Chicks dig the
Chick-
long ball.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Okay.
Enough said.
Apparently, well, here's my point.
Yep.
The strategy has changed so much that the long ball is now the solo home run, to where the Dodgers won a game in New York, 8-7 and 11 innings the other day, 7 solo home runs.
Yes.
It's just.
It's like watching beer league softball.
Yeah, it is.
It
It's-
really is.
The home run derby now is almost boring because there's no point to it.
There was a bunch of home runs hit yesterday, yet the most exciting thing was Yasiel Puig
Scoring
stealing
from-
home.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. I've tried to tweet this out, but I can't figure out how to do it without sounding like I'm sounding like a sarcastic dick.
Old man. Yeah.
That I now look forward to an actual crisply hit single where a guy on second runs around and a guy fields it and there's a play at the
Well,
plate. And
Yeah. A
actually now it's just-
sacrifice and
yeah, like
and
s-
move
like
the runner over.
actual
The,
baseball.
the art of the game has been reduced to a walk, a strikeout, or a solo home run.
yeah.
And who is to thank for this?
You know who I'm going to say? The Golden State Warriors. I'll tell you why.
Oh, I
I'll
like
tell you
where he's
why.
going
I'm
here.
intrigued.
The 3 ball.
The Golden State Warriors did not figure out basketball. They figured out math, right? That's the three-point shot.
3 is more than 2.
Thank
Yes.
you. And I think that's what baseball started to think about like, well, it's hard to string together 3 hits to get
Yeah,
one
it
run.
is hard.
How about if we just have 3 guys swing as hard as they can?
Right.
One of them's going to hit a home
Right.
run,
No.
right? Who do you blame?
I was gonna blame Billy Bean
Yes,
I don't know.
he's absolutely right.
because
Well, he was more of how to get cheaper.
well,
Better
it's
players.
not just that; it's how you manufacture runs.
Yeah.
And you manufacture runs by getting on base. Doesn't
Yep.
matter if you get a hit, you
Getting
get a
on
walk,
base. That's what I'm.
or
My
anything
point.
else like
Nobody's
that.
getting on base anymore.
But it doesn't matter if you can hit home runs.
Right.
That is the ultimate leveling of the sabermetrics field.
Yeah.
Is if you can just have a guy who can just clear the bases, it doesn't matter.
You're exactly right. And what that Bean
It is the way of defeating sabermetrics is just hitting the crap out of the ball.
but Bean's thing, and
It
you're
is.
exactly right.
And
Bean's
the
It's
thing
also why
was-
nobody bunts
Well, it
and why
beats
there's
the
more
shift.
shifts.
It beats
and
the
more-
shift.
Well,
I mean,
Bean's thing, remember, was he wanted guys who walked. Anybody who
Yeah.
got on base. I think what they did is, you're right. They took Bean's base set
OPS.
and then went above it. So now it used to be when we were growing up, your first baseman had power, your third baseman had power, your right fielder probably had power, and your left fielder, center, second, short, catcher.
There's
all
your
those-
athletic guys.
Defense, get on base,
Exactly.
move runners over.
Well, now you've got Manny Machado and Corey Seager. Everyone hits home runs. You don't put anyone out there anymore who can't hit home runs.
Francisco Lindor, who is a prototypical looking shortstop, is
Right.
going to hit 30 home runs again.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
It's-
Chris Taylor completely revived his career by uppercutting now.
right.
But my point
And that's another thing with the whole new sabermetrics of launch angle,
Right.
it's
and
launch angle.
exit velocity.
Oh my gosh.
So they're trying to hit
Right.
more home runs.
Yes.
now. It's what they're actually going for.
So the Dodgers tie a major league record in June by hitting 55 home runs.
Right.
38 of them are solo home runs. How many RBIs did those 55 home runs produce?
Yeah, exactly.
They had a good win to loss ratio, but that wasn't because of the multi home run games and things. It was
It really is
it was
getting like a
hard to
soccer
watch.
game. It's a lot of nothing, and then they did that one thing.
Yeah.
Now let's go get a beer. Or
if
something
1
like that.
through 8 in your
Something like
lineup
that.
can launch a home run, then you're apparently still in the game.
Yeah.
But solo home runs.
Absolutely.
I mean, it used to be where a team couldn't win a game by hitting a 5-run homer, right?
Right.
Now they're not even hitting 2-run homers.
Right.
They're just trying to pad their stats, and the other stat was, the Dodgers have 7 players now with 10 home runs. Well, where did that
Goal
get you?
again.
What hap-
Japan 2-0.
Wow, Japan scored again.
Oh,
They're going for the home run every
Oh,
time now.
Belgium, you're paying for your crimes in Africa. That's all I can say. There it is.
Hey,
This
what
has
about what about Japan's crimes in China?
Stop. Okay, all right. You're right.
Everybody's got crimes.
Again, read political
Anyway,
football on
back to sports,
thedrillLA.com.
back to sports.
So let's go. We've been
Steve is-
talking about cocaine, Mussolini, African crimes, Chinese crimes. It's been
Steve has been doing these pieces for thedrillLA.com that are called political football, which basically, here's your team, here's your opponent,
Yeah.
who do you root for, and
Yeah.
why?
I started this years ago when we lost our football team, and people were saying, well, who do we root for? So my thing was, well, how about we every week we'll take a game and then study the cities and say socio-economic, political, who deserves your rooting interest?
Right.
And now we're doing this with whole countries.
Okay. So who should we root for
In what?
in the World Cup right now? Who should we be rooting for?
Well, you
Japan
had
or
for
Belgium?
For Mexico.
One word which sounds like 3. Uruguay. Uruguay sounds like paradise. It is 3.5 million people in South America. They are one of the most tolerant, inclusive countries in the world. 95% of their electricity comes from renewable sources. They provide more peacekeepers to the UN than we do. It sounds like a lovely place.
And where is
Now,
it?
the other place we would
Where's
have rooted
Uruguay?
for was
Costa Rica.
yes. we
I'm a
like
big
Costa
fan of
Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
97% literacy rate, no standing army.
Oh.
That's
Big
nice.
fan.
Where is Uruguay again?
Uruguay is
It's on the-
South America on the Atlantic coast, south of
Oh, okay.
Brazil, north of Argentina.
This one over here, little Amerigo Vespucci.
Wow.
Wow, way.
Oh.
Where
Unless
in
I
the
can-
world is Carmen?
San
Valenzuela?
Diego. I played a lot of that game growing up in my computer class. Thank you very much.
Way
John
to
knows his world
go, way
geography.
to go, Carmen.
Way to go. All right. This was lovely.
Yeah. Do anything
You,
else?
you have anything else?
Did you guys see the body issue?
No, not yet.
Have a look.
Uh-oh. Oh, the
Your
body
parents
issue.
won't let you see
yeah,
that.
yeah. Tom's the cool uncle.
It's banned in Utah.
There you go, babe. There you go.
There is a picture of Puig in there that's
I thought Puig
pretty
was
remarkable.
on the cover here.
Well, there's like all kinds of covers.
Oh.
I heard Jerry Rice's pictures were pretty decent, even though he's 68 now.
and claims he could still play in the NFL.
Claims he could still play.
Yeah.
Greg Norman's were remarkably, disturbingly Interesting.
My favorite one of all time is still Big Papi.
Oh yeah, he didn't care.
Big Papi,
Yeah.
in there. He just didn't care at all.
Yeah. It's weird. Maybe I'm not hearing it, but when I was growing up, when SI would do their swimsuit
Yes.
thing
Yes, this was
every year, that's it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But they've managed to do it and keep it close enough that you could say, okay, I could see where this has an athletic angle.
They
that
made
people,
they
people
made
don't
it.
seem as bugged by this, right?
No.
No, and I think it's because it's men and
Yes.
women.
Yeah.
And this last one they had what's her name, the lesbian, Brandy Chastain,
Right,
not
yeah.
Chastain,
No.
USA
Megan
and the WNBA,
Mega
yeah.
Rapinoe and
Rapinoe
Sue Bird.
and Sue Bird.
Sue
Yeah,
Bird,
yeah.
They had them. They've had Big Papi, who's
Different
different
types.
body types.
Yeah.
They haven't had just supermodels in bikinis
But
and
that's just-
toplessness.
No,
and
that's just
stuff
it.
like that.
When you see Yasiel Puig's thighs and his lower body strength,
Right.
it's just incredible.
And I think it is good. I think that's probably why they get buys, because what this suggests is to be a great athlete, there is not one body to do that.
No, and I think what this flashes back to you and I when we get to go into a locker room and we see these guys coming out of the shower. You get a whole new perspective. Not that you're looking at anything. It's just
Right.
I saw Albert Pujols the first time and I said, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
he's just built like a
Yeah.
stud."
Well, and it also kind of makes you really appreciate how much work these
Yeah.
people have put into
Because
their
they're wearing
bodies.
these baggy
And, like,
uniforms.
Holy God!
Yeah, I mean
Although,
football.
Johnny, if you were paid $5 million, you think you could do a couple sit-ups?
I probably could. I probably
By the
could.
way,
If I
Johnny,
paid 100,000,
he doesn't let
I probably
on. I found out Johnny here was like a 5-star recruit.
could. Nah, I don't know about that.
Didn't you say you were getting recruited
I
in
got
8th grade?
yeah, because Catholic schools are weird in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
What do you
It's
mean?
it's Ohio is it's one of the 5 high school football breeding ground states.
Right.
Ohio, Pennsylvania,
Moeller.
Florida,
Texas,
California, and Texas. So when you go to one of those like college preparatory schools that usually puts out a bunch of really good players, they basically you're on the roster. They start sending you
Yeah,
shit. the
everybody
moment-
gets viewed.
Yeah, but so I got a few in 8th grade just because they had sent me information on like that I was basically enrolled for the next year.
Mm,
So yeah, I got random letters from like D3 schools then, and
nice.
then I screwed up my back, and all those letters dried up.
From looking at you, I'm guessing you were a scat back?
Oh
Coming out
yeah,
of the
no,
backfield?
No, I was a guard and a tight end.
Oh, sweet. A guard. That's as interior as it gets.
There's a lot of tight ends in there.
Oh, I love it.
I really enjoyed
Nice.
pulling, just blindsiding a defensive end.
Does anyone want to add anything else controversial or disgusting in any way before we sign
influential?
off? Sign off.
I know yesterday before all the LeBron stuff, I had sent you guys some stuff about
Oh.
the turn ahead the clock baseball uniform.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, yeah. Did
Do we have pictures?
I can pull them up
way to
here
go.
in a
Yes.
second here. Yeah, these things are my like favorite new.
Yes.
for
This-
those who are on the iTunes broadcast, we'll have to describe these ridiculous-looking things.
See, you say ridiculous. I love them.
No, they're not.
Okay, what happened was about 20 years ago,
The guy's working at an Orange Julius there.
the Mariners had done a what's it called? Look ahead or
Yeah.
Turn ahead the
turn ahead.
clock.
And it was supposed to be what will baseball look like in 10, 15, 20 years.
Right. The Mariners were.
So they did this again, and for some reasons to which I am not sure. Apparently, in the future, people will hate sleeves.
Yeah.
I don't know what that comes
Sleeves
to mean.
have no place in baseball in
In the
50
future,
years, apparently.
people are going to hate
Which
it.
is what they were 50 years ago. The
That's
retro,
true.
if you look at the Cincinnati Reds, they
Ted
had no
Klusinski,
sleeves.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they all had the mandatory shirt underneath.
No,
Yeah.
no, Ted Klusinski was built. He had
Yeah.
I mean, you would be impressed if he was in the body issue.
All right. Yes. But they came out with them. Well, on ESPN and whatever, they really focused on the Mariners uniforms, which are kind of burgundy, and they
I
have
believe
this,
it was the Mariners' idea.
Yeah.
okay, and
that's
so
why.
and they really
And they've
showed
done this
them.
before.
But
so they
it was
have
only later
reference
when
point.
John sent me something that I saw the Royals uniforms, which they should immediately adopt. They're gorgeous,
They weren't bad.
beautiful color. The
Look at those
cap
arms.
with the crown.
Duffy.
It's just
It's puffy.
great.
Yeah, the Royals uniforms were absolutely awesome. Their batting helmets were awesome with
The
the crown
crown.
all the way
that
around.
that was pretty sweet.
The crown should be their new logo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Full-time. They should adopt that hat for the rest of the year.
Yes.
The Mariners, on the other hand, I dug everything they were doing with it.
Yeah.
The backwards hat, they were doing a lot of Ken Griffey Jr. throwback kind of to it.
Do you know why it was?
The logo being
D.
crooked.
Gordon seemed to be really embracing.
I
D.
would
Gordon
say,
loved it.
I would say of all the sports, baseball takes itself the most seriously.
Wow.
Too much.
Too seriously.
All right, but
and
then-
I get it because it's the oldest sport, because it has the most history, because it basically created what is professional sports in this country. But
There's a look.
the thing about, and this is what frees up the NBA, because it was the little brother for so long, they've been able to try things and have fun and multiple uniforms, which is a thing internationally. I would encourage the rest of the league to have a little fun like this and do some
I guess
fun
where I'm
stuff.
coming from is the book just came out that I was showing you called Winning Ugly
Yeah.
by Todd Radom, who's a graphic artist who worked with the Angels back in their days when they had the. Is that shirt up here? No, it's in the hallway. The old
Oh.
Angel periwinkle shirt.
Yeah.
Which was awful looking. But anyway, he does a whole chapter about these future uniforms.
Yeah.
And he kind of makes fun of the, how they look like an ice cream truck vendor or something
Right.
like that. So I think I played right into what the point he was making. In that, yeah, but his point was it's a 162 game season. You can afford to do this. But I was chastising him. I said, were you part of this thing last year where they did the player names, and the one where they had nicknames on the
You
back?
can put anything you want.
And
yeah.
the Dodgers looked like softball uniforms. They had this
Right.
light blue and dark blue, and it just was a whole. And he goes, "No, I wasn't part of it, but I think it's okay."
But that's a perfect example. When I was a kid, the Houston Astros did this thing where it looked like
rainbow.
orange sherbet, and
Yeah.
it was all different gradations of orange. But when
Love those unis.
when I was a
Well,
kid,
they come
I
back now.
loved them.
They
but,
come back now as retro, and the people do love them. Like the people who didn't have to wear them all the time. The San Diego Padre, Taco
Right.
Bell uniforms.
Also great unis.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What about the Reds? Do you remember? I mean, not the Reds. The Indians back in the day when
With
they were
the,
all
the
red.
all red?
Yeah,
And they
Frank
had the-
Robinson wearing the all.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that version of the C. If they were gonna adopt a new C, because I really,
Yeah.
even though I'm wearing a block
Yeah.
C Indians
No,
hat
that
right
old.
now,
Yeah.
it's the lamest logo in sports.
Right.
It looks like Cornell. It's
Yes.
terrible.
Yes,
Ugh.
it
It's
is.
just basic.
Ugh.
See,
Right.
But that's the one I would want to go back to
They
if
were
they're gonna
neat. They were neat.
pull that back in,
Yeah.
or
And they need to do it because baseball by far skews the oldest.
Well,
I think the average fan is in his 50s.
Yeah, they said when Boog Powell was playing for the Indians there, he just looked like a giant blood clot. It was-
Oh. By the way, just look how ripped Nelson
Oh.
Cruz looks
Oh, man.
without sleeves.
Yeah.
Up at the and look at the batting helmet with the logo on the side.
That's pretty
Oh yeah,
sweet.
that's a sweet
See,
look.
I really do
it's
believe
WWE.
that's why soccer and basketball players have become such huge stars. You can see them. You can see that it really does matter. And the more baseball can do this, that's why football here in America is a huge sport, but there are very few stars. You can't see them. People need to see you. Take off your clothes.
Being the
Anyways,
body issue.
That's right.
There you go.
This was great. Hey, go on the website. We're now putting stuff up every day. In fact, I have a new political football about who's it gonna be?
England, Colombia.
England and Colombia, which, by the way, spell Colombia, the country of Colombia. Spell it.
COLUMBIA.
COLOMBIA.
He
Yeah.
says it's always been that way.
Boo.
It's always been that way.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm like you.
We've
I'm a terrible
Americanized it.
speller, so.
But no,
yeah.
no one has ever.
Know your geography.
Or-
And I'm asking where Uruguay is.
Yeah.
I can name countries. I can't spell them
Spell
worth
'em.
a damn.
Wow. Anyways,
Spell Azerbaijan, Steve.
Hmm.
Azer. No, it's Azer Bajan. Okay.
There's a J you missed in there.
There's something.
So
Yeah, go on the website, and of course, we're-
thedrillLA.com.
yeah. And by the way, I'm going to be getting a new phone this week, so I'll be on Instagram.
Finally, it's
Yeah.
about time.
They're all over me. She's literally like texting me
Follow,
Labor Day.
follow them on Instagram.
Y-
Yeah.
Yes, please follow us.
The Drill
Instagram.
Sports.
We have our Twitter account. We have our we have our iTunes account now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're on iTunes.
Listen, if you listen to us on iTunes, we sound so dang good.
I haven't heard it because my phone's
Oh my
old.
God.
But he says we sound like NPR.
We sound so professional.
Yeah, that's Leonard Cohen. Now
That's-
we're going to be getting into some
And now,
David Byrne.
Laker girls.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, John's hating us, and he's hating life right now.
That's what brought.
Oh my
LeBron
God,
to LA.
Japan's going to score again. Oh no! Oh, they almost did.
No.
All right.
LeBron is hooked on the
Thank you
Lakers
so much for
rumors.
being here. And by the way, again, to everyone who moved here 5 or 6 years ago, welcome to Los Angeles.
Yeah, now you get to see what the Lakers
now
are
you're
like.
gonna get a full snootful.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.